morning, everyone. My name is Judge Christy Ruppe, and you are all here this morning for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you of the charges against you and determine whether there is probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause only means that it's more likely than not that you committed the crime in which you've been arrested for. As you stand here before me this morning, you are considered not guilty of what you've been charged with. That status will stay with you through each stage of these proceedings, up until changed by you if you plead guilty to your case, or the state attorney's office if they prove the case against you beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. In all likelihood, you are arrested on a warrant or a new charge. Either way, you are given a bond amount pursuant to the bond schedule for the 5th Judicial Circuit. I will determine whether to keep that bond the same, increase it, decrease it, or whether there are any other conditions of pretrial release which will be imposed upon you. You have the right to have an attorney represent you. If you don't have money or funds for an attorney, I can appoint the public defender to represent you this morning. You're also entitled to make a phone call. If you haven't done so yet, please let me know. I'll make sure that happens today. And finally, you have the right to remain silent, and I encourage you to do so. Please don't tell me anything about the facts of your case today. These hearings are recorded, and there is an assistant state attorney in this courtroom writing down everything you say. Anything you say about the facts of your case can be used against you in your case. At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. That's sleeping, dude. All right. Solemnly swear from the testimony before the court will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay, go ahead and put your hands down. As I call your name, please come forward to the podium. Stacy Banks. Hi, Miss Banks. What's your date of birth?
10/9/86.
Okay, you're here this morning for a failure to appear. It looks like a warrant for failure to appear in front of Judge Toner was signed on February 14th, 2017 for a grand theft, and he has a bond on that at $4,000. We're going to keep that bond at $4,000. We're going to see you back to court in front of Judge Toner on August 28th at 8:30 a.m. It looks like you have another thing going on here. It looks like you failed to appear on 2 cases. The other charge was a petty theft in front of Judge Hitzman on January 11th, 2017. So there is probable cause for your arrest on both of these things. Did you want the public defender's office to represent you?
Yes.
Did you already have them representing you on your case?
No.
Did you have a private attorney?
No.
Okay. All right, I'll represent them on both of your cases. For the one of Judge Hitzman, that's a petty theft case. State, could she resolve that case today?
Judge, the offer from the other prosecutor was probation, 6 months probation. There's 100 hours community service, no victim contact.
That must have been before she FTA'd for 2 cases. So,
if she wants, a jail offer can be 15 days.
okay. If you want to resolve your petty theft case, the state is willing to offer you 15 days Hernando County Jail. You want to go ahead and take that?
Yeah.
All right. You understand by taking a plea on your case today, you're giving up your right to go to trial?
Yeah.
Giving up your right to confront the witnesses against you, you're giving up your right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of your case today?
Yeah.
Okay, with regard to the petty theft case, how do you plead? Complete no contest. Did you say no contest?
Yeah.
You guys speaking to the microphone, I can't hear
No
you.
contest.
Okay, accept your plea of no contest. I find this freely and voluntarily entered. I adjudicate you guilty. Sentence you to 15 days, Hernando County Jail.
Credit for 4.
I'll give you credit for 4 days that you have in. You're going to have fines and court costs in the amount of, is it $620?
It's one charge in the
Yes. What is it?
It's in the
Petty theft. It's petty theft. Okay, I believe it's $620 in fines and court costs. And there's also going to be the cost of incarceration for those 15 days. So you want to make your way down to the clerk's office when you do get out and make a payment plan for all of those things, okay?
Judge, can we reserve restitution?
Okay. Where was the petty theft from, do you know?
Looks like Walmart.
Okay. All right, we're going to give the state, there might be restitution on your case. We're going to give the state a chance to check their file and make sure whether there was or wasn't restitution. So we're going to reserve on restitution for 60 days. If there is restitution on your case, don't file an order with the court. And when you go to make your payments, the clerk of court will let you know that there's restitution. But usually the items are recovered and there isn't. So, all right, so that case is resolved, and we'll see you back to court on the felony failure to appear in front of Judge Toner on August 28th at 8:30 in the morning, okay?
All right.
Brenda Keaton? Hi, Miss Keaton, what's your date of birth?
December 12, 1961.
All right, you are here this morning for possession of marijuana. The bond on that is currently $1,000. The possession of drug paraphernalia, the bond on that is currently $1,000. And leaving the scene of an accident with damage, the bond on that is currently $1,000. I did find probable cause for each of these charges. Did you want to represent yourself? You want to hire somebody, or at the public defender's office?
Public Defender's Office.
Okay. I'll provisionally appoint the public defender to represent you. State, does she have a prior record?
Judge, all she has is a child abuse out of Hernando back in 91 that was guilty.
Okay. All right. Ms. Keaton, you have a job these days?
No, ma'am. I'm on disability.
Okay.
And I was wondering if I could get ROR, please.
Okay. How long have you lived on Stevens Boulevard in Spring Hill?
Since 2014. 3 years, 4 years.
All right. For the possession of marijuana charge, I'm going to keep that at $1,000. For the possession of drug paraphernalia, I'll set that at $100, and leaving the scene of an accident with property damage, I'll set that at $100 as well. So it's a total of $1,200. We'll see you back to court on August 16th at 9 a.m., okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Alicia Over. Miss Over, what's your date of birth?
11/8/81.
Okay, you were here this morning for failure to appear on driving while license suspended or revoked in front of me on January 18th. The bond on that is $2,000. So there is probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to try to resolve your case today?
Yes, ma'am, I'd love to.
State, what's your
Prior
record?
time served, Judge.
Okay. All right, they'll resolve it with a time served disposition. So you just have to get out and pay fines and court costs, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, hold on. You understand by entering a plea and taking care of this case that you're giving up right to go to trial?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Giving up right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your behalf, and you're giving up right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those
Yes.
rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
With regard to driving while your license was suspended or revoked, how do you plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it freely and voluntarily entered. I adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days Hernando County Jail. Credit for the 2 days that you have in. You'll have fines and court costs in the amount of $438 and the cost of incarceration. And you need to make your way down to the clerk's office when you get out and make payment arrangements for all of that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Sandra Self. Hi, Miss Self. What's your date of birth?
1/16/60.
All right. You are here today for possession of marijuana. The bond on that is currently $1,000, and possession of drug paraphernalia, the bond on that is currently $1,000. I did find probable cause for both of these. Do you want to represent yourself, or are you going to hire somebody? You want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
I'll provisionally appoint the public defender to represent you. State, does she have a prior record?
She has 2012 Hernando battery that was dropped, 2004 battery that was dropped out of Hernando as well. And then back in 94, she has marijuana possession, adjudication withheld, and an intro contraband into county facility that was dismissed out of Hernando.
Okay. So actually, no actual convictions. Just one. Back in the day. Okay. All right, Ms. Self, how long have you lived in Hernando County?
Since 1989.
Wow, okay. You got a job these days?
No, I don't.
All right. All right, for the possession of marijuana, I'll go ahead and set your bond at $250. And for the possession of drug paraphernalia, I'm going to ROR you, okay? We're going to see you back to court on these cases on August 16th at 9 a.m. You want to make sure to get in touch with your public defender, okay?
So I can be RO today?
I'm sorry?
I'm getting RO today?
You have a bond on the possession of marijuana. It's $250. And there's an ROR on count 2, the possession of paraphernalia. So your total bond is $250. So if you can bond out today, you're free to do that. Okay? Gary Brannon. Mr. Brannon, what's your date of birth?
September 11th, 1961.
Okay. Mr. Brannon, you are here for 3 different things. The first thing is tampering with electronic monitoring device. The bond on that is $2,000, and it's based on a warrant that I signed yesterday. There is probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender to represent you on all of these things?
Yes.
Okay, I'll provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're entitled to a bond on that. I'm going to keep your bond at $2,000, and we're going to see you back to court on August 10th at 9 a.m. in the morning, okay? And we also have your violation of community control. I did find probable cause for that. There's a warrant signed by Judge Merritt on July 21st. The bond on that is no bond, so we're going to keep that at no bond. And we're going to see you back to court on August 10th at 9 a.m., and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. The next thing I have is another violation of community control and a separate case number. The first one I just went over was 2017 CF 1513. This one is 2017 CF 1512. It's a violation of community control. The bond is none. We're going to see you back to court on August 10th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Merritt for all of these cases, and I've appointed the public defender to represent you on all your cases, okay? Someone will be out to see you shortly. Robert Boswell. Mr. Boswell, you're here today for cultivation of marijuana, possession of marijuana over 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. The bonds on those are $5,000, $2,000, and $1,000. I did find probable cause for all 3 of those things. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office to represent you?
I'm public defender now.
Okay. Were you in front of me yesterday?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. We appointed the public defender yesterday?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Perfect. We'll make sure they're on this case as well. Dave, can you remind me? I know we went over it yesterday, but I don't have my notes with me about his prior records.
He has, it looks like Illinois or Arizona, 2000, a conspiracy of marijuana. And then he has a battery charge that was dropped back in the 90s out of Illinois.
Okay. All right, Mr. Boswell, I know we went through this yesterday, but I don't always remember everything that happens the day before. So can you remind me again, do you have a job?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, what kind of work do you do?
Well, I'm a commercial painter, self-employed.
That's right, okay. And you've been living in Hernando County for how long?
Since 95, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, for the cultivation of marijuana charge, I'll set your bond at $2,500. For the possession of marijuana over 20 grams, we're going to keep that at $2,000, and the possession of drug paraphernalia will ROR. And we're going to see you back to court on all of these things on August 22nd at 9 a.m. I have notes in here that you're refusing to sign documents for your next court date. Is that true?
No, I just didn't understand what I was signing, Your Honor. And
Okay. Well, we'll give you an opportunity to look through it, but I don't like to hear that you're refusing to sign things, especially when it comes down to it's for your protection to make sure that you know when your next court date is. But all right, so your next court date is August 22nd at 9 a.m., okay?
Okay, Your Honor. I was just asking for some clarification on it, and they didn't have the time. Okay.
All right, do we have clarification now? Mr. Boswell?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're going to sign those for me?
This other stuff.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, sir. Have a good day.
She said the 26th.
Jonathan Doherty? Mr. Doherty, what's your date of birth?
1782.
All right, you were here today for a trespass. I did find probable cause for that.
I was at my neighbor's
Don't say
house
anything
in
about the
Phoenix.
facts of your case, okay? I don't want you to get into any more trouble than you're already in. So you don't say
Can I
anything, just tell your attorney when we get you an attorney, okay?
Could I be R&R, please?
Well, hold on. There's not one person there who doesn't want to be ROR. So that goes without saying. Nobody has to tell me that. I already know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes.
So let me do my thing and get some more information, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. State, does he have a prior record, and what's the offer to plea it if he wanted to plea it?
Yes, Judge. Hernando, 2016, false imprisonment, that was guilty. A battery, that was guilty. He also has 2015 Hernando, violation of injunction, that was guilty. Another trespass, that was guilty. And then he has 2015 an assault, that was no process, as well as a trespass, that was dropped. And it looks like a stalking charge. 2015 battery, guilty. Another battery, 2003 adjudication withheld. With his criminal history, I would say 2 days. Hernando County Jail.
Okay. That's a good deal. All right. Mr. Doherty, you don't look so good on paper. So the state's willing to offer you 10 days jail to clean up this mess. Do you want to do this today?
To be honest with you, ma'am, I'm innocent. Do I have a bond?
I'm going to give you a bond. You have a bond. It's $1,000.
Oh, okay.
And based on your prior record, I'm not going to reduce it. I'm going to keep it at $1,000. So the state is offering you 10 days to take care of this today. What do you want to do?
What should I do?
Okay.
I'd like to fight it because I'm innocent. I'm sorry.
What do you? Okay. What do you want to do?
I'd like a court date.
Okay. All right. So we will keep the bond at $1,000. We will set the court date for August 16th at 9 a.m. And do you want the public defender to represent you? All right. We'll provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you. We'll see you back August 16th, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Derek Fulkerson. Hi, Mr. Fulkerson. What's your date of birth?
1691.
All right. You're here this morning for domestic battery. And so is your brother, and so is your father. Looks like you guys had quite a melee going on there. All right,
Yes,
so I
ma'am.
did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? You're going to hire somebody, or want the public defender's office?
I guess I'll go with the public defender.
I'll provisionally appoint the public defender to represent you. State to see for prior record.
He has a failure to appear at Hernando 2011, and he also has, looks like, Tennessee 2013, a theft charge, no disposition.
Okay. Mr. Fulkerson, how long have you lived in Spring Hill?
About 16 years.
All right, you got a job these days?
No, ma'am.
All right. Okay, I'm going to set your bond at $500. As a condition of bond, I want you to have no violent contact with Tyler Fulkerson, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
That means do not have any violent contact. That can be both physical and verbal. If you do have violent contact with Tyler Fulkerson, you will be found in contempt of court and you'll be held no bond until you resolve your cases. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
We have a court date on August 16th at 9 a.m. You want to reach out to the public defender's office to find out what's going to go on in court, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Tyler Fulkerson. Mr. Fulkerson, what's your date of birth?
8/18/94.
You are here today for 2 counts of domestic battery. It looks like 1 count against Wesley Fulkerson and 1 count against Derek Fulkerson. I did find probable cause for both of those. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? You want the public defender's office?
Let's go with the public defender.
Okay. I'll provisionally appoint the public defender to represent you. State, does he have a prior record?
No priors, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Fulkerson, how long have you lived in Spring Hill?
16 years, I'm guessing.
Okay. You got a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
Work at Publix.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set the bond on this case at $250 each. It's a total of $500 as a condition of bond. You're to have no violent contact with Wesley Fulkerson or Derek Fulkerson. Did you hear me describe no violent contact?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're going to have any problems with that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, if you do have violent contact with either one of them, what's going to happen?
I'll be in trouble.
Yeah, you're going to be rearrested and held without bond, okay? So don't do it. We'll see you back to court on August 22nd at 9 a.m. Reach out to your public defender's office, okay?
August 22nd, Judge? I think you had given Derek the 16th.
Did that say the 22nd, Ange? Yes, it does. What's the 22nd? Is he charged with a felony?
Well, Derek is charged with a misdemeanor.
Exactly. One's a misdemeanor, one's a criminal.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fine. All right. Wesley Fulkerson. Hi, Mr. Fulkerson. What's your date of birth?
12/12/66.
All right. You're here today for domestic battery. You did find probable cause. Do you want to represent yourself? You want to hire somebody? You want the public defender?
I can change at any time after this, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll just defend myself for now.
Okay. I'll put you down as self-represented. State.
Judge, he has a failure to appear back in '86 out of Pinellas, and then he has a disorderly intoxication that was dismissed as well back in '86.
Okay. All right, Mr. Fulkerson, how long have you lived in Spring Hill?
Since 2004.
All right, you got a job these days?
I've been with the same company for 28 years.
What kind of work?
Diesel mechanic.
Okay. You supposed to be at work today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with your case. I'm going to set your bond at $500. Okay, as a condition of bond, no violent contact with the victim in your case is Tyler Fulkerson. Did you hear me explain what no violent contact meant?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's going to happen if you have violent contact with Tyler?
Probably be a different result, I guess.
Okay. If you have violent contact with Tyler, you're going to be rearrested for violating my order, and you're going to be held no bond until you resolve your cases, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll see you back to court on August 16th at 9 a.m.
Okay. Thank you.
Bradley Graham. And Mr. Graham, what's your date of birth?
8/7/1982.
All right, you're here this morning for domestic battery. I did find probable cause for that. The bond is currently no bond because pursuant to statute, you don't get a bond until you see the judge in the morning. State, does he have a prior record?
He has stuff out of Pennsylvania. It looks like back in the 90s, he has a simple assault, an arson case, disorderly conduct, 2001 is theft. I don't have dispositions for those. And then he has as well 2013 out of Largo, a grand theft that was dropped, a criminal mischief that was guilty out of Pinellas 2012. And then he has 2007 Clearwater grand theft adjudication withheld.
Okay. All right, Mr. Graham, I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? You want to hire somebody? You want the public defender's office?
I'm thinking about hiring somebody.
Okay. Do you know who you're going to hire?
Not at the time, ma'am.
Okay. I'll put you down
I
as,
possibly will change to a public defender.
if you don't have the money to hire an attorney, you can apply for a public defender.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? All right. How long have you lived in Spring Hill?
Almost 2 years.
All right. Where'd you live before that?
Tampa. Not Tampa, Pinellas County.
You got a job these days?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a master barber.
Okay. All right. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000. I'm going to hold you until 4 p.m. today in case Kimberly Clark wants to file an injunction against you, and I'm also going to order that you have no contact with Kimberly Clark. That means do not write, do not call, do not email. Any way that you can think of having contact with Ms. Clark, don't do it. If you see her out somewhere, turn around and go the other way. Do not have anyone else write, call, email. Don't do anything on social media. Don't have any third-party contact. If you have contact in any way with Ms. Clark, you will be rearrested for violating my order, and you will be held without bond until your cases are resolved. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to hold you till 4 o'clock in case she wants to file an injunction against you, and we're going to see you back to court on August 16th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, ma'am.
Jonathan Hall. Hey, Mr. Hall, what's your date of birth?
3/10/1991.
Okay. You are here today for a failure to appear. Okay, out of Citrus County. So you have the bond on that at $2,000. We're going to keep that at $2,000. If you do bond out for the $2,000, you're going to make your way over to Citrus County to find out what's going on over there with your case, okay? Do you have the public defender already representing you on that case?
No, ma'am.
Do you want the public defender representing you on that case?
Yes, ma'am.
You'll provisionally appoint the public defender's office. We'll set the bond at $2,000. If you're unable to bond out, Citrus County will come get you within 5 days, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, good luck. Tyler Kirby. Hi, Mr. Kirby. What's your date of birth?
July 29th, 1998.
All right. You're here today for 4 separate cases, so let's go through them one at a time. The first one that I have is a burglary of a dwelling and a grand theft auto. I did find probable cause for both of those. Do you want to represent yourself? You're going to hire somebody, or want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
I will provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you. How old are you?
18.
18?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're going to be 19 this week?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. State it's for prior record.
No prior search.
Okay. How long have you lived in Hernando County?
About 3 or 4 years.
All right. What are you doing now? Are you in school or do you have a job?
I graduated, but I don't have a job.
Okay. All right. With the burglary of the dwelling, I will go ahead and set the bond, keep the bond at $2,000. The grand theft auto, set the bond at $1,000. We're going to see you back to court on these cases on August 22nd at 9 a.m. The next case I have is a burglary of a conveyance. The bond is currently set at $1,000. I'll go ahead and keep the bond at $1,000. Appoint the public defender to represent you, and see you back to court August 22nd at 9 a.m. The next case I have is a burglary of a conveyance. The bond is currently $2,000. I'll go ahead and keep the bond at $2,000. Appoint the public defender to represent you, and we'll see you back to court August 22nd. The next case I have is a burglary of a conveyance and a grand theft. The bonds on those are currently $1,000 each. I'll keep the bonds at $1,000 each. Appoint the public defender to represent you, and see you back to court on August 22nd at 9 a.m. Someone from the public defender's office will come out and see you if you're unable to bond out, okay? If you do bond out, you want to make your way down to the PD's office and talk to your attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Henry Pryor. Hi, Mr. Pryor, what's your date of birth?
10/18/76.
All right, you're here this morning for a trespass case. I did find probable cause for that. Do you want to represent yourself? You want to hire somebody? You want the public defender's office?
Public.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the public defender to represent you. State to see your prior record? A prior record?
Judge, he has an open case that looks like 16 CF 1750, and he was given a bond of 2,000. It looks like, and he also has failure to appear 2017 out of Hernando.
Can you give me that case, open case number again?
Yes, Your Honor. 2016 CF 1750.
Okay. Can the clerk confirm that while she's going through the prior record?
Paraphernalia that was dropped out of Hernando 2016. A few charges paraphernalia that was dropped, and a controlled substance. Well, that's the charge that he failed to appear. Sorry, and that's all, Judge.
Okay. What year was that from?
What was that case number?
2016 CS 1750. Looks like a controlled substance charge.
That is a Judge Toner case. It is set for pre-trial on August 4th at 8:30.
Okay. All right, Mr. Pryor, what we're going to do is I'm going to keep your bond on this case at $1,000. I've appointed the public defender, and we're going to see you back to court on this case on August 16th at 9 a.m. However, you have another open case right now, 2016 CF 1750. According to Florida Statute 907.041, it looks like you were out on bond for that case while you went out and committed this trespass. So based on that, I'm going to revoke your bond on the 2016 CF 1750 case. We're going to recommit you on that case and hold you without bond until you resolve that case. And that case is set for August 4th at 8:30 in the morning, okay? I'm going to reach out to your public defender and find out what's going on, all right? Ron Saas. Yep. Good morning, Mr. Saas.
Morning.
Okay, Mr. Saas, we had a little snafu with your driving on suspended driver's license. It looks like you didn't appear in court on July 18th, and we issued a warrant for your arrest with a $1,000 bond. It's my understanding that you might have felt you didn't have to come back to court if you paid the clerk withhold fee of $236, and that's what you came to court for yesterday to do, correct?
Yeah, I came on the 18th, but I was down in the clerk's office. I was there on the 17th and the 18th. That's when they gave me the paper or what, that pink slip.
Okay.
They told me to come back on the 24th.
All right. Well,
They didn't tell me ever to come up to you. I didn't know none of that part.
Okay.
But I don't miss my court dates. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I don't run.
Well, I have some options for you. Do you want to hear your options?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Here are your options. You can plea out to your case today for time served, and we can be done. Okay. You'll owe $438 to the clerk's office, and you can just come down and make payment arrangements for that when it's convenient for you. The other option is that we can set a very low bond on this case, and we can see you back to court on August 16th at 9 a.m., and we can find out what you want to do at that point.
I like the first one better, don't I?
You like door number one? You want to take care of your case today?
Yeah.
Okay, you understand by taking care of this case today that you're giving up your right to go to trial?
Yeah.
Giving up your right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your own behalf, and you're giving up your right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yeah.
Okay. With regard to the driving while license suspended or revoked, how do you plead? You can plead no contest.
No contest?
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find this freely and voluntarily entered. I adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days Hernando County Jail, 2 days credit for time served. You're going to have fines and court costs in the amount of $438 to pay. When you do get out, you want to make your way down to the clerk's office and make payment arrangements for that, okay?
Yeah, I can do that right away.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
Thanks a lot.
No, I'm not
Thank
going
you.
to discuss coin. All right. Richard Schreier. Hi, Mr. Schreier. What's your date of birth?
8/28/84.
All right, you're here this morning for a violation of probation. There's a warrant signed by Judge Hitzman on June 29th, 2017 for no bond.
State net office for 4 months.
Okay, probation is recommending, based on the facts and circumstances in this case, 120 days for Hernando County Jail. Do you want to take care of this case today for 120 days with credit for time served?
Does that adjudicate me guilty on the original charge for probation?
Yes.
Which one?
Okay, you got to speak into the microphone.
It was on a withhold.
Yeah, I know, but when you violate your probation, it converts to an adjudication.
Well, it was a domestic violence. I called the police. So.
Okay, well, you pled to that case. You were placed on probation for that case. Now you're here for violation of probation.
Is there a way I can get the probation reinstated?
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to keep you no bond. We're going to see you back to court on August 16th at 9 a.m. Do you want the public defender to represent you?
No.
You're going to hire a private attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you back to court August 16th at 9 a.m. Brielle Scurry. Mr. Scurry, what's your date of birth?
10/40.
Okay, you got to speak into the microphone. Say it again.
October 4th, 1989.
Thank you. You're here today for failure to deliver a hired vehicle. There was a warrant signed by Judge Merritt on June 8th. The bond on that is $5,000. I did find probable cause. Do you want to represent yourself? You want to hire somebody? You want the public defender's office?
PD.
I'll provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you, state.
Because it looks like an open melon case, controlled substance that was filed. He also
The case
has
is closed.
2015 out of Tampa, a few fraud charges that were dropped. He has Polk County 2015 resisting without violence guilty and failure to appear. He has 2013 Polk County impersonation for fraud that was guilty. And a Willis, it looks like an HTO guilty. Paraphernalia charge, Winter Haven Police, that was guilty out of 2011. And keeps going back, Judge, 2009 Polk County as well as guilty. Resisting without violence guilty. 2009 Lakeland, Willis guilty. 2008 Bartow. So.
All right, Mr. Scurry, where do you live?
I live in Polk County.
You live in Polk County? Okay. How long have you lived there?
18 years.
All right. You have any family or anyone in Hernando?
Yes, ma'am.
Who?
I have my grandfather.
Where does he live?
Spring Hill.
Spring Hill? Okay. All right, you got a job these days?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
Package handler for FedEx.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set your bond at $20,000. We're going to see you back to court on August 22nd at 9 a.m.
$20,000 for a taxi.
We're going to see you back to court on August 22nd at 9 a.m. I'm basing my bond amount on your prior record, on your prior failure to appears, and on your lack of ties to the community.
Yeah, but the charge you have...
It's not an argument. We're not going back and forth on this. Your bond is $20,000. We'll see you back to court August 22nd at 9 a.m.
Judge, is it PD represent him?
Yes.
Yes.
Peter Tavares. Mr. Tavares, what's your date of birth?
4/18/83.
All right, you're here today for a domestic battery charge. I did find probable cause for that. Do you want to represent yourself? You're going to hire somebody? You want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
I'll provisionally appoint the public defender to represent you. State?
He has no history, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Tavares, how long have you lived in Spring Hill?
About a year.
All right. You got a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I make adjustable beds.
Okay. All right, I'm going to give you a bond of $500. As a condition of bond, I want you to have no contact with the victim in this case, Katuna Witt, okay? Means do not call her, do not write her, do not email her, do not do anything on social media. Also, don't have anybody else call, write, email her, or do anything on social media on your behalf. If you have any contact with her while this case is pending, you will be in violation of my order, and you will be held without bond until your case is resolved. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's going to happen if you have contact with Miss Witt?
Get arrested.
That's right. So don't have any contact with her. I'm going to hold you today until 4 o'clock in case she wants to file an injunction against you, because we need to know where to find you. And I've appointed the public defender. Your bond is $500. We'll see you back to court August 16th at 9 a.m., okay?
Okay.
Chasen White. And Mr. White, what's your date of birth?
10/25/1995.
All right, you're here this morning for a failure to appear, it looks like on a violation of probation for disorderly conduct. There's probable cause for your arrest. Does anyone have the violation of probation affidavit with the probation recommendation?
I have a note from another attorney that says 60 days, but I don't know if it's changed or not.
Okay. All right, so Mr. White, you have a couple different options. What you can do is if you want to resolve your case today, we can sentence you to 60 days, credit for the 2 days that you have in. That would leave you with about 58 days left. If you don't want to do that, then we're going to hold you no bond until your court date on August 16th and figure out what's going on at that point. What would you like to do?
I just like to request a bond, ma'am, because I was incarcerated during the time of this court date.
Okay. Well, the public defender is going to look into that. I don't have any of that information in front of me, and pursuant to Florida Statute 903.0471, when there's a violation of probation, you're not entitled to a bond. So if the public defender, who I'll appoint on your case, is going to give me information that you were incarcerated somewhere else while you were supposed to be in court, then we can give you a bond on that case and resolve your case that way. But at this point, I'm not going to do that until they give me the information. So at this point, what do you want to do? You want the August 16th date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Appoint a public defender to represent you. We'll see you back in court on August 16th.
I have a private attorney, ma'am.
Okay. Who do you have?
Nicholas Dorston.
Who?
Nicholas Dorston.
Nicholas Dorston. Okay. Does he know you're in custody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, well, you can let Mr. Dorston know what's going on. If Mr. Dorston has information that you were in custody somewhere else, then he needs to get that to me and the state attorney's office right away, okay? So we're going to keep it on no bond right now. We're going to see you back to court on August 16th at 9 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Stephen Richards. And Mr. Richards, what's your date of birth?
12/06/81.
All right. You're here this morning for a felony domestic battery. I did find probable cause for that. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? You want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
Oh, provision for the public defender to represent you. State.
Paraphernalia guilty out of Hernando 2014, a battery that was guilty out of Hernando 2012. He also has a battery on a law enforcement officer guilty 2005 Hernando, and burglary of a structure that was guilty out of 2005 Hernando. In 2004 Hernando, he has a battery adjudication withheld.
All right. Mr. Richards, how long have you lived in Hernando County?
My whole life.
Okay, you got a job?
Yeah, I'm fixing to be having some work here soon, hopefully.
Oh.
I don't have work right now, but I'm about, I think next week I'm gonna be back to work, hopefully.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give you a bond on this case. I'm going to give you a bond of $5,000. As a condition of bond, you're to have no contact with Mindy Richards. That means do not call, do not write, do not email, do not do anything on social media. Any way that you can think of having contact with Ms. Richards, do not do it. If you see her out somewhere, turn around and go the other way. Don't have anybody else, any third party, call, write, or email her on your behalf. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to hold you until 4 p.m. in case she wants to file an injunction against you. Order no contact with her. I've appointed the public defender, and we'll see you back to court August 22nd at 9 a.m. Kevin Daniel.
Judge, we have a witness in the courtroom.
Okay. Mr. Daniel, what's your date of birth?
3/28/84.
All right. You are here today for a few different things. Let's take them one by one. The first case that I have is an assault or battery on a pregnant person. That's no bond because it's domestic. I did find probable cause for that. Do you want to represent yourself? You want to hire somebody? You want the public defender's office?
I'm a public defender.
Okay, I'll provisionally appoint the public defender to represent you. State to see for prior record.
Judge, I believe she wants to speak to this charge.
Okay, I'll let her know if I want to hear from her.
Sure.
She has a 2013 Hernando controlled substance that was guilty, 2 of those charges, as well as a paraphernalia guilty. She has a battery charge of the 2013 Hernando that was dropped. It looks like a multi-source. Give me 1 second, Judge. Out of Tennessee, a domestic assault, 2011, I have no disposition. And those are all the charges I see, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Daniel, where do you live?
In between right now.
Okay. You don't really have a home right now?
What's that?
You don't really have a home right now?
No,
okay. You got a job these days?
I'm working on it. I'm supposed to go work tomorrow.
Okay. What kind of work?
Carpentry.
Okay. All right, ma'am, you wanted to come forward and say something? Coming up. Coming up. Coming up. You were placed under oath already at the beginning of this hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I understand you're still under oath?
Yes, ma'am.
State your name.
Shannon Trivet.
Okay, what would you like to say?
The charges are that aggravated battery on a pregnant woman.
Yes, I know.
I'm not pregnant.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. I'm going to set your bond at $5,000 for this case. I'm going to order that you have no contact with Shannon Trivet. If Ms. Trivet wants to have contact with you, she can file a motion in front of the judge that has your case. You're going to be set for court on August 22nd at 9 a.m. And I've appointed the public defender. The next case we have is a violation of probation. For case number 2017 CT1554, driving on a suspended driver's license, with a warrant signed by me on July 10th. The bond is no bond. Would you like me to appoint the public defender on that case?
No, I'll just take care of that in the VOP today.
Okay. Well, the offer from probation is 160 days. You want to go ahead and take care of that today?
Run it.
I'm sorry?
Run it, yeah. Yes.
Okay. You understand that by admitting that you violated your probation, you're giving up right to have a hearing?
Yep.
giving up your right to confront witnesses against you, giving up right to have the state attorney prove that you violated your probation. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of these violation of probation cases today?
Yep.
Okay, there's two of them, just so you know, just so the record's clear. It's 2017 CT 1554. You were placed on probation for driving while license suspended or revoked, and then 2017 MM 1347. You were placed on probation for battery. You want to resolve both of those cases today?
Yep. Yes.
You admit that you violated your probation?
Yes.
Okay, I accept your admission. I find it's freely and voluntarily given. I sentence you to 160 days, Hernando County Jail. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you have in. Does he have any in from does anybody know from when he was initially arrested? Ma'am?
Let me look, Your Honor.
No. They're just trying to figure out your time, sir, but just so the record's clear for the clerk, the 2017 CT 1554, that is going to be 60 days concurrent, okay, with the 2017 MM 1347. And then 2017 MM 1347 is the 160 days. You're going to have fines and court costs of $50 each for the cost of prosecution for each of these cases. When you were arrested on the initial...
the battery, he had 7 days originally on that
okay.
battery, and let me look at the other case.
All right, so on the battery case, we'll give you the MM case, a total of 9 days credit for time served. And we'll assess the cost of incarceration in that case.
And then he's got some significant time. Let me see if what this applies to. What was the battery case? 1347?
Yes.
In that case, he has an additional 20 days.
Well, you said he had 7 when he was arrested, so where's the 20?
And then he came back in from 512 to 531. And that's on 17 MM 1347.
Okay. All right, so he's got 29 days in total for that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so on the MM case, he has 29 days credit for time served, and then did you say on the CT case?
I'm not showing anything until any arrests on the CT until the recent failure to appear.
Okay.
I'm sure he would ask the state to apply that to both cases.
Well, it's not up to the state. I'll give him 2 days that he has in on the CT. Okay.
So, Your Honor, just for clarification,
yep.
Please, on the MM, he's sentenced to 9 days?
No, on the MM case, he's sentenced to 160 days. He has 29 days credit for time served. On the CT case, he's sentenced to 60 days, and he has 2 days credit for time served. And the coin will be assessed on the MM case. And he's got $50 cost of prosecution in each case. When you do get out of custody, sir, you want to make your way down to the clerk's office and make payment arrangements for your cost of prosecution and your cost of incarceration, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Robert Evans. Hi, Mr. Evans. What's your date of birth?
10/27/1992.
Okay, you are here this morning for a failure to appear. And you failed to appear in court on July 18th for a driving while your license suspended or revoked. So there is probable cause for your arrest. State? You wanted to
I
resolve
thought it was
today?
in August.
Okay, time served.
I thought it was in August as well.
Okay, hold on. If you want to resolve your case today, the state will give you time served. You just have to pay $438 fines and court costs. Do you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you understand by taking care of this case today, you're giving up a right to go to trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Giving up a right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your own behalf, and you're giving up a right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes, ma'am. I'm guilty.
I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't hear you. You have to speak into the microphone, okay?
I said yes, ma'am.
Okay. How do you plead to the charge of driving on suspended driver's license? You can say no contest.
No contest.
I'll take your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily given. I adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days Hernando County Jail. You'll have 2 days credit for your time served. You have fines and court costs in the amount of $438, and the cost of incarceration will be assessed against you, okay? You want to make your way down to the clerk's office within 72 hours of your release and make payment plan for all of those things, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good to go. David Arama. Hi, Mr. Arama. What's your date of birth?
11/25/79.
All right, you were here this morning. A few different things. Okay, the first case I have is a burglary of a conveyance. Bond on that is $5,000. Possession of paraphernalia, the bond on that is $1,000. And resisting an officer without violence, the bond on that is $1,000. I did find probable cause for each of those. Do you want to represent yourself? You want to hire somebody? You want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
I'll provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State.
He has a grand theft that was guilty out of Pasco 2014. He has possession and controlled substance guilty, 2 of those charges, resisting a merchant guilty, petty theft guilty, 2014 Brooksville, 2013 Pasco is a petty theft that was guilty, 2013 Hernando, failure to appear, Pasco 2012 a petty theft guilty. He also has a failure to appear 2003 Hernando. Controlled substance adjudication with fellow, which is 2007 Tampa, and that's it, Judge.
Okay. All right. Mr. Arama, do you live in Spring Hill?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Okay. How long have you lived in Spring Hill?
15 years.
You got a job these days?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
Construction.
Okay. I'm going to keep the bonds the same, $5,000, $1,000, and $1,000. And we're going to see you back to court on August 28th at 8:30 a.m.
Is that Judge Toner?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
The next case we have is a violation of probation. It's a warrant signed by Judge Toner on March 24th, indicating that he wanted you arrested no bond for the violation of probation. There is probable cause for your arrest. Do you want the public defender on that case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Set that case no bond. Appoint the public defender to represent you. We're going to see you back to court on August 28th at 8:30 a.m. The next case I have is a sale of a controlled substance, possession of methamphetamine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I did find probable cause for all of those. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I'm going to keep those bonds the same, $2,000, $2,000, and $1,000. I'm going to see you back to court on August 28th at 8:30 a.m., same as all your other cases, in front of Judge Toner. Okay? Someone from the public defender's office will be out to see you soon, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
And finally, Raymond Downey. Hi, Mr. Downey. I guess they just have you coming in this morning just so I can advise you that that Oklahoma, there's another county in Oklahoma that's going to come down and get you. There's no need for you to sign any other extradition. You already agreed to it. You've already signed it. You signed the waivers. They've already agreed to go back to Oklahoma. We're just waiting for them to come get you. I've given them until August 2nd to do so. I believe they'll be here by August 2nd. But we'll set you up for a status check on August 2nd to make sure that they are coming by that time, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, did I get everyone at the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, have a good day.
All right, gentlemen, are you